Well, hello everyone. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to talk about one of the loves of my life, which is the Baja Open Ocean. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And first, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. Who am I? I'm an underwater photographer and explorer. I'm a film producer. I did the film Mexico Pelagico back in 2014, the founder of Pelagic Fleet and the designer of the Socorro Vortex. And right now I'm co-founder, founder and managing director of Baja My Love, Nat Geo contributor. I have spoken at TEDx, and before this I used to be in advertising in Mexico City working with corporate clients, and my infatuation with Baja is what made me do what I do today full time. And the most important thing is that I have been exploring the Baja Open Ocean for the past 10 years. So what I'm going to do right now, I made this presentation divided in seasons just to show you how vast and how full of life and full of marine megafauna the Baja Open Ocean is. And I'm going to try to go really fast through it because we only have half an hour. And right now, where we have our expedition headquarters is in Cabo San Lucas, in the Baja California Peninsula. This is in Mexico. It's a very international hub. There are direct flights from New York, from Chicago, from Atlanta, from London even, Vancouver, Seattle, LA, pretty much all of the West Coast. And let's talk about a little bit of what Baja has to offer. So during the winter, we have the humpback whales, the gentle giants. Every year they come down from the Arctic to breed and to give birth. Most of the Pacific humpback whale population are Mexican whales. They're born in the waters near to Cabo San Lucas. And this happens between January and March every year. It's pretty incredible. And these are not the only whales we can see in Baja California early in the year. We also have we also have gray whales, blue whales in Loreto, but following the presentation, we have the giant mantas in Socorro, probably the friendliest bottlenose dolphins you'll ever meet. And then, like I was saying, we have the gray whales. These whales undertake the longest wildlife migration in the world. They come down from the Arctic into three bays in Baja California, which is Ojo de Liebre in Guerrero Negro, San Ignacio Lagoon, and then Magdalena Bay. Gray whales are probably the friendliest whales towards people out there, and it's a very interesting story because before, back in the 19th century, when people was killing whales for the oil, they used to all the whalers used to kill the gray whale, used to call the gray whales devilfish because they were the most aggressive and the most dangerous whales to hunt. And suddenly, overnight, they are there in the lagoons every year, giving birth with their newborn calves, seeking human interaction, like we can see here. Also in the same areas, we've been doing some land exploration looking for coyotes. We've been very successful at it. Like I said before, we have the blue whales in Loreto at the same time. And if we move on to spring, that's a very good time for the sharks, for our 2D friends. In Cabo San Lucas, we have mako sharks. We have, like this one, very friendly and curious female. We have blue sharks, we have smooth hammerheads, and it's all gonna come down to the time of the year. The water temperatures, the currents are gonna determine where the sharks are, whether if it's in the Pacific or the Sea of Cortez, and which species we are going to encounter. With the colder water, we're gonna find blue sharks. As it gets warmer, we're going to have a transition period with the mako sharks, with the smooth hammerheads, and then we're going to get to the silky sharks in the summer. Also, during the spring, it's a great time of the year to go to La Paz to do free dive with the sea lions, with the whale sharks, to get to know Espiritu Santo Island, which is truly probably it has some of the most amazing beaches in the world. And then moving on to the summer, we have what I like to call the Movula storm. We have the Movula monkiana migrating, following the plankton and the warm waters of the summer. And then, if we're lucky, we're going to have the orcas following the Movulas and preying on them. We also have Movula japanica around the same time of the year. They're a little bit shyer to see underwater. Not as easy to find. They come in smaller groups, but they're there. And we have the golden cownose race. All of this during the summer in the La Paz and Cabo area. That's when the silky sharks with the warmer waters come to the area as well. And this is a little bit of what it looks like when we encounter the Movula race in large schools, in good visibility conditions close to Cabo. What we usually do is we take private ocean safaris that last 8 hours. We go out, look for the Movulas, jump in. Conditions are perfect for photos, for video. And it's one of the most amazing things to see underwater, at least for me. And then we get to autumn. And right now, I just came from Magdalena Bay this weekend from a marlin safari. So we go out in this amazing remote place with sand dunes, with mangroves, to look for the bait balls, to look for the birds diving in. And there we're going to find marlin preying on the bait balls. And they usually come with sailfish, with dolphins, with sea lions, bright whales if we're lucky, orcas if we're lucky. And autumn is a very good time as well for the great white sharks in Guadalupe. Right now, as you know, I'm one of the owners at Pelagic Fleet, but through VML, I like working with Nautilus better. I'm more aligned with how they're managing the business right now. And this is just a little taste of what Guadalupe looks like between August and October every year. And back to the bait balls, what I was talking about right now. And this is happening as we speak. I just came back from Mag Bay on Monday, and then I have 4 or 5 more trips in November. Some sailfish, sea lions, and then in the Baja open ocean all year round. Then I like to call this porpoise madness. So we're gonna have bottlenose dolphins.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt, but your slideshow is not working, so I don't want to waste your presentation. You have beautiful shots, and everyone wants to see them. They're commenting right now. They would
What's not working?
The slideshow, it's not automatically advancing to the next slide. It's just stuck on the first slide. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So they were like, we want to see, and they can't see. Okay, so maybe you can make sure that it does advance to the next slide.
No,
okay.
I'm looking at everything right now.
Okay, right now I see one slide has changed. Okay, originally it was just stuck on the orca slide, and that was it. Yeah. Right now it has moved on. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, but what I was doing before is I was playing
It was an autoplay?
No, yeah, it was on play, and then I was seeing everything.
Okay. So right now it's changing when I think whatever you're doing, you're clicking it manually maybe? So
Yeah, the thing is the presentation is not open. It's like the preview,
okay.
but we can do that.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make
Okay,
sure.
so I'm gonna go, and I'm sorry, guys. I feel a little bit rushed, but I can spend hours speaking about this, and right now we only have.
I'm gonna get off. No, you can
30
have
minutes.
another few minutes. No worries. I'll give you back a few minutes. Leaving now.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back. So let's start with the seasons again. So winter, what happens in the winter in Baja? We have the humpback whales that come to give birth in Mexico. This is usually in the Cabo San Lucas area. And just so you know a little bit about BML or Baja My Love, which is my new venture, what we do has two axes. First of all, I like to think of ourselves as adventure consultants focused in Baja. So what we are doing is taking all of our years of exploration, all of our knowledge, all of the local people we know, to tailor make trips fit to your schedule, to your budget, to what you want to see. We do mostly private adventures, and we can put together your trip from A to Z. And we have done from all the way from mansions and beachfront villas and private jets last minute to ocean safaris, point in the right direction, more raw kind of expedition on a road trip. So that's what we do on one end. And on the other hand, we operate our own ocean safaris in Cabo and La Paz. So it's pretty much what I did with Pelagic Safari a couple of years ago, but made it better. It's only private. You can pick your own boats. We have fancy boats, and then we have the cheaper boats that are brand new, that get the job done. And that's what we're doing with BML. For those of you who didn't get the newsletter, who haven't heard about it yet. So saying that, let's go back to the seasons. So we have, during the winter, we have the humpbacks. They come down from the Arctic. They give birth in Mexico. Most of the Pacific humpback whale population are Mexican whales. And we do, again, private ocean safaris. It's not like your whale watching adventure, just 20 people on a skiff harassing a whale for 2 hours along with other 5 boats. What we do, we go to the East Cape, far away from the tourists, and we spend an entire day looking for whales. We have a hydrophone on board. We're talking about these amazing animals as we go. So the humpback whales are in Cabo. Let me see if I played like this. Okay. I'm sorry about before. So that's a humpback whale calf breaching. We also have, like I said, the gray whales in 3 different lagoons in Baja. We have the farthest north is Ojo de Liebre and Guerrero Negro, which is where the salt mines are. Then we have the San Ignacio Lagoon, which is where the whole gray whale human interaction started back in the 70s. And we have Magdalena Bay, which is the most accessible place. It's a 3.5-hour drive from La Paz. Of course, we can also arrange air transportation, whether it's like a super fancy executive Cessna or a caravan or whatever you need. That's the point of my new company. This is Mag Bay right here. It's a humongous bay that's 15 nautical miles wide. You have mangrove, you have sand dunes, you have the mountains, you have the most southern population of bald eagles in the world, which I've been looking for them for a while. And this past weekend, I finally saw them, 4 of them at the same time, fighting in front of the boat. It was really, really something. And this is what you will expect from the gray whale interaction. Just to be clear, it is the whales that reach out for the human interaction. It's not something that you can make happen on your own. If the whales want to approach you, they will. And it's pretty incredible. Like I was saying before, when we do Magdalena Bay, whether if it's for the bait balls or the gray whales, we're going to take it a step farther and look for the bald eagles, look for ospreys, look for coyotes. I've had some really, really amazing close encounters with the coyotes. I actually lost my 1DX this weekend, my camera, while interacting with a coyote. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it right now. But that's the kind of stuff. The pretty amazing thing about Baja, and what I love about Baja, is that I like to say that it's a big chunk of nothing full of everything. Because as you may know, it's a very large peninsula that's only tied to Mexico on the north on a tiny bit. And then the rest of it, it's a very, very, very large portion of land where the population is minimal. And then you have the Sea of Cortez on one side, the Pacific on the other. So it's the world's largest playground, uncharted territory, and full of places like this. And while we have the humpbacks down in Cabo and then the gray whales on the Pacific up north, at the same time we have the blue whales in Loreto Bay. So if you are a whale buff and you want to plan like a whale expedition, drop me an email and we can plan January, February. We can have the combo of blue whale, humpback whale, and gray whale, and it'll be a 7-day trip, and you're going to see everything. That's what Baja has to offer. So moving along with the seasons, during the spring, I was saying that it's a very good time for the sharks. We have the mako sharks. Cabo is probably one of the best places in the world to interact with mako sharks, and they are not humongous mako sharks, which I don't think it's the best idea to get in the water with large makos. But the ones we have in Baja are curious, are a fun size to be in the water with, to play with. Let me show you a video of a curious, feisty mako girl. So best time to see makos is probably between January and June, and out of those, I would stick to March to look for makos. Like I was saying, when the water is colder, we're going to see blue sharks. As it transitions to warmer waters, we're going to find smooth hammerheads like this one. And then moving into the summer, we're going to get the silkies. Also during the spring is when we have the sea lions in La Paz, and we have the whale sharks in La Paz as well. And all of these ocean safaris, we operate directly. When you want to do like air transportations or move in ATVs between the sand dunes to get from Cabo to Todos Santos or Cabo to Mac Bay, or you want to do a vineyard tour, then that's where the consultant side of the business comes in. But the point is, if I were to compare it to Pelagic Fleet, which is my other company, there it's pretty straightforward. We are live-aboard operators. It's a large company. You're going to talk to somebody in reservations. You're going to meet the most amazing crew when you're in the boat. But with BML, what's going to happen is you're going to send me an email that I'm going to see telling me that you want to see the coyotes or the gray whales or the whale sharks or a specific kind of shark or even the orcas, or you want to do the Mexican wine country. And then we're going to have a Zoom meeting to go through whatever it is you want to see, what's your budget, what else you want to get into, and then we're going to tailor make the perfect trip for yourself focused on these wildlife encounters. Now, moving to the summer, that's when all the different mobula species come into play. So we have the Mobula munkiana, which is all the photos you've seen of the large schools. That's a munkiana. Then the Japanicas, they move in smaller schools. They breach out of the water as well. And I had never been lucky enough to get close to them underwater until this year during the pandemic. I spent a lot of time in the ocean, and I finally was able to get close to these guys. They're amazing. And then we have the golden cownose rays, which are pretty cool as well. And that's the time of the year where the water gets warmer. We have the silkies. And let me just show you a video with the movulas. That's right, Colin. Something new every season. And sorry, guys, if I'm not reading everything you're writing, it's because I'm very bad at multitasking. But I'm gonna go through this as soon as we finish the presentation. You're asking me for my email address. Here it is. And if you guys go to the Baja My Love booth and you click that you're showing interest, I'm going to get an email with your email, and that's going to help me to follow up after the presentation and after the show. So please do stop by to the Baja My Love booth and just click that you're interested, and then I'm going to do the rest after the show, so don't worry about it. Moving to autumn, I was talking about the highlight being the marlin and the bait balls. Just to get it out of the way, I'm going to show you just a quick clip I shot of a great white last year. This was done with special permits out of the cage. On this particular trip, I didn't have my camera because it was so last minute. And this was shot on iPhone, actually on a Kraken housing. I got really close to these couple of juveniles. And moving on to the bait balls, like I said, these photos are from last year. I have some amazing new footage, amazing new photos from this year that this happened this last weekend, so I'm not going to be able to show them right now, or maybe I will if we have time in the end. But what we do is we drive to Mac Bay. It's a 5-hour drive from Cabo, 5.5-hour drive from Cabo, 3.5-hour drive from La Paz. And then we get to this amazing fisherman village that I've been visiting for the last 9 years as part of a conservation initiative trying to develop ecotourism hand in hand with the local communities to offer them an economic alternative from fishing. And we tried to do it with shark diving, and then when we finally hit the jackpot on the bait balls on 2016, which we've been looking for since 2010. Me and my friends were actually the pioneers looking for the bait balls and the marlin. That's when it exploded, and that's why the past 2 years you guys have been seeing all of these photos of the bait balls, of the marlin. Here we can see 3-striped marlin up close, sailfish, sea lions. On this weekend, I also got the bald eagles. I got the coyotes, a bunch of osprey. I got this group of 30-something female sea lions that I lost my camera on the second day. So on the third day, I ran into all the big group of the sea lions. And since I didn't have my camera, I started playing with them and making sea lion noises and sea lion movements, and they got so hooked into it. And actually, I got back on the boat, go back chasing the bait balls, and I had 30 sea lions following the boat because they didn't want to leave me. And that was probably my highlight. I've seen it all in Mag Bay with the bait balls, but the sea lions this year was amazing. And then the stuff that we're gonna find all year round in Baja is pretty much several species of dolphins. Right here we can see some bottlenose dolphins during the pandemic that got super playful with me. I was going out on the pandemic in my boat every day with my dog, no captain, just by myself. And this video, they were super playful. The boat was driving itself, and I was at the bow filming the dolphins. We also have common dolphin, spinner dolphin in the area. That's all year round. And then the highlight, that's something I've also invested a lot of my time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into trying to understand how they move, because these are transient orcas. These are not residents. And I've probably seen them underwater probably around 15 times. Every time has been different. Through Pelagic Safari, I ran the first orca expeditions in Baja that were like really successful. We had 6 groups. Out of the 6 groups, 5 groups saw the orcas, and out of those 5 groups, 4 got in the water with the orcas. And this was major logistics. We had boats in different locations. We had a spotter plane in the air, and this is just one of the encounters I've had with orcas in the past 4 years. And it's something I'm still learning, and I'm still researching and putting money into it. But if you have the budget, we can definitely put together an expedition to look for the Baja orcas. This is not like Norway. Here we're going to have plenty of sunlight. We're going to have good visibility. These are not residents. Again, these are tough orcas. These are the real deal. And that's something that's been my unicorn for a while, and I put a lot of effort into the orcas for the past 4 years. And before showing you the pictures from the weekend, I'm just gonna we've made this edit for Baja My Love for VML, and what this is just a compilation of my 10 years exploring Baja, infatuated with Baja's ocean. And everything that you will see here is the kind of stuff that we can tailor make for you guys. And the difference between going to a tour operator or to a diving outfit and doing it with us is that I created the Pelagic fleet, I designed the Vortex, I created Pelagic Safari, and that actually drew me away from being in the ocean. And my idea of stepping down from management in Pelagic fleet and creating BML is for me to be closer to the ocean, to be hands-on, and that's what you get here. You get myself and my expertise and my passion pour into your itinerary and your trip. You get myself jumping on the boat with you and doing something truly different that you're not going to find in like a dive operator catalog, because everything we do here is made specially for you. And we're sharing the same passion, so I'm not gonna just sell you a spot on a boat and let's see how it goes. We're gonna really plan it and really do it right. And that's what BML is. Thank you, Sarah. And before we get to the questions, let me just figure out how I can share a different folder on my screen to show you some photos from no, this is not it. Give me a second. Okay, I think. Can you guys actually? No. The screen share here is kind of weird. Let me just try something. Okay, so now what I should share is, well, let's do this. Then you should be able to see this. So April, if you guys are not seeing this, please interrupt me. But I think you are. And this is just some random photos from this weekend. I just came back on Monday from Mac Bay to Cabo, then flew to Mexico City. I'm in Mexico City right now. But this is a little of what we had in only 3 days in the open ocean. I also did it with this group that they are also my friends, and we had such a great time. One of the bait balls, you're going to find sardine and mackerel bait balls. These are sardines. This is mackerel with a striped marlin. A little bit of the sunset starting to kick in on the sand dunes. Some pelicans. There's cormorant. There's pelican. There's bald eagles. There's osprey. There's I forgot the name of the other ones. But there are, like I said, I decided to focus on Baja because I fell in love with it 10 years ago. There's so much to see, so much to explore. And it's one of the few virgin bits of land, not only in Mexico, but in the world. And I've been splitting my time between trying to get people to know all of these amazing places and try to help and do everything hand in hand with the local community. So it's going to be in their best interest to protect it. So, and again, that's why, this is kind of sad. This is a shark finning boat we ran into coming back from the ocean. And this is what we're trying to change. And as long as the local communities and the local people realize that they're going to make more money, it's going to be safer to take people like us out there, and they are the first ones profiting and benefiting out of it, then it's going to be in their best interest to protect all of this. And like I've said many times to a bunch of people, if I was in it to make money, I would be doing something very different. But the thing is that I love the ocean. I don't see myself doing anything else but going out there and free diving and exploring and finding pelagics and meeting the local people and trying to help them. And that's what it's all about. This is some shots of coyotes from this past weekend. That's me with one of the sea lions that became my close friends. And all of the photos you're seeing right now, they were taken Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is a little bit of the landscapes that you will see in Magdalena. And over the past 10 years, I've been going there probably once, twice a month, meeting people, looking for ways to help, and it has become my home away from home. So this particular place is really, really, really close to my heart. Those are the cormorants on Bird Island. That's where it's a tiny island, a tiny sand island where they rest because the coyotes cannot make it all the way there to steal the eggs. This is the town. It's called San Carlos. It's a fisherman town full of wonderful people. And over the past 2 years, I've really seen a change. And because of the marlin and the bait balls and the big boom it has been, you see new hotels, new restaurants, more and more people turning into tourism and turning into protecting their resources instead of fishing them and killing them. And that's behind every expedition we do. That's some stuff we found on the past expedition. So that was a little bit of my, what camera do I use? A Canon 1DX. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that or... Okay, sorry, Stefan, I don't know how this screen share works, but if I close the files, okay, let's try it one more time, and I'm gonna go through it very quickly. And I'm gonna close everything else. Open. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it again. And go through it really, really fast. Okay, so if I do this, okay, so I'm gonna do it like this. And all of this was this weekend. This is the shark finning boat, Osprey, the sand dunes, the coyotes. So, okay, I didn't. It's too complicated, Stefan. Okay, so, okay, this is it, I think. How out there? Can you see? Well, anyway, we can, if you drop me an email, we can go through it in more detail. Have a one-on-one Skype session. I think our time is running out, but go to the booth, drop me an email, check out the website, and let me show you, share my passion for Baja and the Baja Open Ocean with you sometime. I'll be happy to do that.